Hello, Facebook Live. I'm Dan Roshan. Today, I am joined with Dan Derbes, and he is with AdvantaClean, which is which you'll tell us more about here in a moment, Dan. So, welcome, Dan. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Dan. Appreciate it.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna get confused about who's who here.
It'll be easy to remember.
So tell me. Yeah, no kidding, man. All right. So, tell us a little about you. So, what is AdvantaCare? So, maybe we can start in right there.
AdvantaClean is a franchise, it's a nationwide franchise, and we specialize in what we call light environmental services. It's a suite of services, actually, that includes air duct cleaning, mold remediation, water damage mitigation, and we've recently added radon mitigation as well.
Okay. So next time, just say, "Hey, Dan, you screwed up the name of my company when I say." I think I call it AdvantaCare. Sorry for that.
Yeah, no worries.
Yeah. Well, I know because you care.
I do care.
So that's why I asked you. Yeah, that's not. So, all right. So that's your business. So let's take a step back for a second. So,
Okay.
before we really, sort of dive into business, who are you? Like, tell us a little bit about you. Where were you born? Where were you raised? Where do you live now? I know you got some new grandkids. Whatever. Who is Dan?
Well, I grew up in Louisiana and joined the military right out of high school. I went to the Naval Academy to become an officer in the Navy. I did 21 years in the Navy, enjoyed it, enjoyed bringing my family with me around the world, and had a great experience. Took that experience and went into defense contracting for a little bit, but always had this desire to own my own business. And in my search for my own business, I found AdvantaClean, which is a wonderful franchise. Really enjoy working with the other owners. It's a team environment, very supportive. What they do or what we do is we help people who have air quality problems in their home, and it's a wonderful thing that we offer. It's really, to me, it's really motivating when I see somebody who has a difficulty in their home, maybe a child who's been in the hospital and they're bringing them home and they want to have a clean environment, and we can get in there and clean it up for them so that the air that they breathe won't be something that they're fighting. It's going to be, they'll help them with their recovery. Sounds like you
have a service that can certainly help. Particularly in the way that you just described that. I felt that. So that's fantastic that you have a service.
Yeah.
So you were born in Louisiana. I didn't know that. I did know that you went to the Naval Academy, which I've told you before is one of the. I think when I was growing up, I always looked at Naval Academy because I was over on Kent Island across from Annapolis there, and we used to really, really admire the cadets there. Would that be correct? Cadets or
we're midshipmen.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Army guy here. Sorry. Yeah. We really respected the midshipmen there, and so I definitely acknowledge you for that. So, well, before we get started, I know you did a lot of traveling in the Navy. What was the most exotic or the most interesting or your favorite spot that you traveled to?
Well, we spent 7 years in Japan, which we loved. We lived on a Navy base in Japan, and from there we could springboard really, really quickly into anywhere in Asia. So it's probably the most exotic places we've been to are Hong Kong and Singapore. Loved that. We enjoyed a trip to Beijing where we saw the Great Wall with the family and all that kind of stuff. That was neat. Yeah, it was really neat. And then I
want to see that. Yeah.
Yeah, and just for kind of odd stuff, we went to the northern island of Japan, which is called Hokkaido, and we went there for their ice festival. So they had these huge ice sculptures. It was wonderful to see that, and then dip into a hot bath while it was snowing on us, and just enjoy.
Oh man,
yeah, it was just great. It was neat.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. All right, now let's talk business. Thanks for sharing that because it's good to know a little bit about you. So, all right. So when did you start your business?
I started it 3.5 years ago in 2015.
2015. Okay, and you mentioned that you were after a long career with the Navy. You were working, as I guess an employee. Would that be accurately said? And then you decided to get into business.
Yeah, I was a defense contractor, so I was working as a contract employee to help the Navy build ships, which is what I loved and enjoyed that environment. But the itch to own a company was not satisfied.
Okay. All right. And so, how did you? Do you remember the first sale that you had in business?
I do, actually. I do. The first sale I had came from a lead provided by the franchisor. It was a very patient lady because I just kind of stumbled through the first one and
Sure.
Gained in confidence. You know, I had all the certifications. I had I was certified and ready to do it. But when you get in there and you do your first job, you're kind of like, they didn't tell me about this. So we stumbled through it, but she was satisfied at the end, and I was a lot more confident. So we've just grown from there.
Gotcha. And so with the so tell me about like lessons that you've learned in business.
The most challenging part of the business has always been hiring the right people. So the things that I've learned the most has been, you know, working with my employees and recruiting them and training them and giving them the feedback. It's also been, you know, growing the business and finding customers and serving them as well. They're all challenging. They're all rewarding. Probably the biggest thing that I've learned is about searching for and finding employees and in the business.
Okay. And so, so in business, so, you know, I know that you, so what areas do you serve?
The service area that I own outright are, because it's a franchise where we have franchise areas. My franchise area is Arlington, Alexandria, Lorton, Manassas, and further south, Woodbridge, Dale City, and all the way down to Fredericksburg.
Okay.
If you're familiar with this area, that's a large part of Northern Virginia.
And who's an ideal client for you?
An ideal client for me is a homeowner who really cares about their home environment and wants to improve it, either because there's mold in their house or it's dusty or something like that. They like people. They want to find people they trust because we are going into their home, and they respect good service because we offer good service and we respect our customers.
Got it. All right. And so, what habits would you say that you've been, you know, that have served you in business?
My discipline has really helped a lot. I start each day with setting my goals and picturing how the day's going to go, and then go off and try to execute that. The discipline to get up on time every day and put on a uniform and go to work and just also perseverance when things don't go quite the way I wanted them to keep at it until they do.
Got it. Yeah, I find that's probably, as a business owner, one of the, you know, so you got to remember that, I mean, we keep our own hours. So, so we want to make sure that we, that we treat it like a business.
That's right.
You know, don't slack off and just do whatever the heck you want. So how do you get business?
I find business mostly through referral partners. It's people that I've either served before and they're recommending me, or people that I've worked with on other projects who find somebody that they meet that needs our services. That's a good part of it. And then another part of it is just I'm using online lead generation type services. Okay.
And how big's your business now? How many employees do you have?
We're up to 10 employees, 6 techs. So I can deploy a few teams if I need to, if I've got several small projects, or today we're working on one large project, which is kind of fun.
Where's that?
It's actually in Springfield. It's a warehouse that had a little bit of a mold issue, a large mold issue. So I've got the whole cadre of guys at this warehouse, and we're remediating the mold. We're following our process. Mm-hmm. There's always curveballs coming our way, whether it's you know, trying to head out for a job and the vehicle won't start, or you know, I'm expecting to have 3 guys on a job and somebody calls in sick. You know, so there's always unexpected things, or occasionally.
So if you were a new business owner now today, like 3.5 years ago, what would you tell yourself today? Or rather, what would you tell yourself 3.5 years ago from the lessons that you've learned? You know, if you were to restart today, what would you share with yourself?
I haven't thought about that one so much. I guess just patience. I've always been impatient. I've wanted to grow the business fast and get more customers and that kind of stuff. So be patient. It's going to work. Follow the process. It's going to work. So
be patient. It's going to work, huh?
Yep. Yep.
All right. Has there been anything specific that you had to be patient with that was a challenge for you?
Yeah. Well, the business is somewhat seasonal. So this time of year, usually from Thanksgiving to about Valentine's Day, it slows down. And so you kind of wonder, okay, where's the business? Where's it gonna come from next week? Got to meet.
It's like every winter you think, like, what the hell happened? I'm going out of business.
That's right. Yeah.
I understand. I have a seasonal business as well.
Sure. Yeah. Good time for training and good time for other stuff, but
you still got to remember to save your acorns, right?
That's right. That's right.
So, all right. Well, so Dan, so how could somebody get in touch with you if I was needed your services? How could I contact you?
I'm in a lot of different places. So I really admired you did an interview with Emily. And she had a list of things. So I'm actually on all the social media too. But probably the easiest way, www.advantaclean.com, or the office number is 571-292-3301.
Okay, and we'll put those in the notes here so if somebody can get in touch with you.
Fantastic.
And any last bits of wisdom that you could share?
Growing the business is about serving customers well and building the connections, the referral relationships that you and I have and other people's in our organization have. So
it's all about relationships, right?
It is. It's a lot about relationships and making those, valuing them so that you put the effort in to fulfill the expectations.
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, Dan, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. And I love, I'll give a testimonial as well because you're a resource for me in my business. And it's one of the reasons why I asked you on today. It's something that you definitely have come through and nothing but raving fans from the clients that I referred to you. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. And I enjoy working with you and your clients as well. So if I can continue,
all right.
Great.
All right, Dan, have a great day.
You too. Take care, Dan.
All right, see ya.